Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening. Tasmania's long weekend is off to a horror start on the roads, with a woman killed in a crash at Copping on the Tasman Peninsula. While the cause is still under investigation, police are once again pleading with drivers to stay safe.
A tragic start to Easter. Just a day into the long weekend, another life has been lost on Tasmanian roads.
It is a sad incident for police as well as other emergency services.
A collision between an MG and Toyota sedan occurring on the Arthur Highway just before 9:30 this morning. An interstate woman who was a passenger in the MG was killed at the scene. The driver was taken to the Royal Hobart Hospital with minor injuries. Remarkably, the occupants of the other car, which included an infant, escaped serious injury.
Usually a quiet area, obviously going through to the peninsula. So early indication is that it wasn't busy at time and traffic was light.
Traffic diverted through Primrose Sands for several hours while major crash pieced together the cause.
We could say that weather may have been a factor or one contributing factor to this.
Anyone with dashcam vision urged to come forward. Drivers once again reminded to do the right thing.
Plan where you're going, be conscious of the road conditions and take care of one another.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
The owner of an Invermay property badly damaged after a truck ploughed into it is pleading for the return of personal items after her home was burgled. Heartless thieves made off with treasured items belonging to her daughter, who is being treated for cancer.
It's salt in the wound of an already difficult situation. A tragic crash last month left the home Anna Natai shares with daughter Amy uninhabitable. Now it's been ransacked.
I mean, who does that? You know, you often hear about, when there's the floods and people going through homes and stuff, and you just think, low lives.
Thieves broke in sometime between Saturday and Tuesday, taking thousands of dollars worth of Disney collectibles and hundreds of DVDs from Amy's room.
Amy has cancer and she hasn't got a great deal of time left, and to be surrounded by her things is important to her.
A huge Disney fan, she's been growing her collection for a decade. Now, this is all she has left.
It would just mean the world to us to have those things back.
Heartbreakingly, boxes of letters and cards have also been stolen from the house. It's a collection Anna was surprised to hear her daughter had.
That would have been lovely when she's gone, for me to sit there and just reminisce and remember Amy.
To make matters worse, the mother-daughter duo had only just celebrated a year in their home when the crash happened. Now they're having to keep moving while they wait for repairs to the property.
Now, since all this, you walk in and there's nothing there anymore. It's not our home.
The house has been boarded up and police are calling for witnesses to come forward or to contact Crime Stoppers. But Anna and Amy just want their precious belongings back.
Just have a heart, just have a heart and think about our situation.
Annie Green, 7 Tasmania News.
Financial information from the Department of Education, Children and Young People has been published online by the hacker group CLOP. 16,000 documents made public with concerns there could be more.
The worst of our data dreams has been realised. 16,000 documents released onto the dark web.
The information released includes financial invoices and statements, including information relating to student assistance applications.
Including names of students and parents, addresses and other details.
We are working through the documents that have been released. We will be triaging those to ensure that those who need the most help quickly will get that.
Cybersecurity expert Joel Scanlon says the government needs to communicate with those involved as soon as possible,
so that those that are affected by the leak can take appropriate measures themselves to protect themselves.
There are concerns for vulnerable students or families fleeing violence, with their details possibly released.
And that could put some people in a very dangerous situation. It's really important that the government put in now solutions to try to keep those people as safe as possible.
Resources have been stood up to help Tasmanians who've been affected by the breach. A website will go online in coming days, while a phone team has been made available.
We have a Tasmanian information service available on 1800 567 567 between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. to provide Tasmanians with support information.
The Minister says they've still not received a ransom demand, but it's unclear if this is all of the stolen files.
It's possible there are more to come.
Now possibly at the mercy of the hackers. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
2 hikers from Queensland have been rescued from the walls of Jerusalem National Park. Rescuers located the father and son pair at 8:40 this morning after their tent flooded and they activated their EPIRB. No one was injured. Hobart families had an excellent start to their long weekend in the Royal Botanic Gardens. More than 2,000 people took part in an Easter egg hunt. The Royal Hobart Hospital Research Foundation fundraiser featuring games, activities and, of course, plenty of chocolate.
Kids follow clues around the gardens and get to explore the gardens, and then at the end of the day they get a bag of Easter eggs. So it's wonderful for them to explore and also get their chocolate filled.
The money raised will support the Foundation's Incubator Grants program. The TSL returned to action for another year today, with last year's runners-up Kingborough getting off to a winning start against North Hobart. A healthy crowd watching on as the Tigers broke the game open with a 4-0 first term. The Demons cold early on, scoring just the 1 goal for the entire first half. Kingborough eventually running away with the game, winning 10-14, 74 to North Hobart's 4 goals, 5-29. While at Lauderdale, Clarence took out the bragging rights in the Eastern Shore Derby. In a physical affair, the Roos bounced away to a 16-point lead at half-time in front of a big crowd. Lauderdale unable to fight back in the second half, with Clarence scoring 9 goals to 5 after half-time. The Roos winning 13-11-89 to Lauderdale 7-5-47. Round 1 concludes tonight with North Launceston hosting bitter rivals Launceston at Utah's Stadium. And it's Easter, plus it's Good Friday. So tonight's Friday flashback is to the 1993 Easter Cup. 30 years ago saw a famous family win its first Easter Cup, capping off a big weekend for both racing and retail.
In the same week, Launceston's Target store opened its doors to the public for the first time.
Target staff believe up to 10,000 people passed through the doors up to midday, with 6,500 transactions recorded.
Racing gurus were eyeing the barrier draw for the Easter Cup. Genghis Karelta's ball landing the fancied barrier 2. Bookmakers responded swiftly, putting the Rat Race family runner amongst the favourites. The big rival, Captain Lee from WA under Ross Oliveri, who had trained winners in most parts of the country.
You go to all the different places and you learn things along the way. It's a learning experience.
But the local horse was keen to keep the cup in Tasmanian hands. From the start, Genghis Karelta had the measure of rivals and was driven to succeed on the Easter Cup stage.
The first time Rat Race have won the Easter Cup, and Genghis Karelta has straightened the opposition by 20 metres on the line.
A sweet moment for the family.
Got a lot of speed, I know, but he's also a very tough horse. He has been a very tough horse since he started racing.
As for Target, the retail giant entered a legal battle with local store Targets over naming rights. Targets won the case, but no name change was required. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. A bit of a gloomy one, maximum temperatures sitting a degree or 2 below average. Devonport and Burnie making it to 20 degrees, Launceston climbing to 19 and Hobart 17. Flinders Island, the state's high with 21, Low Head and Bushy Park 17, Friendly Beaches and Maria Island 16 and a max of 12 in Lyowini. A high cloud band with embedded thunderstorms crossed Tasmania this morning, with widespread low cloud hanging around throughout the afternoon. Further out, widespread mid and higher level cloud with more embedded thunderstorms extend over Tasmania, Victoria and eastern New South Wales. Tomorrow, a trough and broad region of low pressure will cross Tasmania, bringing thunderstorms across parts of the north and east during the morning. Southwesterly winds 20 to 30 knots statewide, swells at 3 metres in the west and south, half a metre in the north and 1.5 in the east. There's a gale warning in place for the central north coast and east of Flinders Island and a strong wind warning for other coastal waters. A bushwalkers alert is also in place for the Western and Central Plateau districts, with snow as low as 700 metres. There's a sheep grazier's warning also for the northwest coast, Upper Derwent Valley and southeast. Looking to tomorrow's forecast, Hobart showers and 17, Oatlands getting wetter and 15, Medina rain and a top of 12. A possible shower for Launceston and 19, Devonport cloudy and 18, Lyweni tossing up whether it'll snow and aiming for 10 degrees. Looking to the west, Burnie and Marrawar showers and wind at 16, rain for Strawn and a top of 15. To the east, St Helens a shower or two and 20, 18 for Swansea and Orford. Sunday, mostly fine around the northern coast, showers elsewhere with possible small hail. Snowfalls to around 700 metres in the morning. Fine around the north on Monday, showers elsewhere with south to southwesterly winds. And on Tuesday, showers still hanging around with things faring better in the north, southerly winds becoming light and more variable during the day. A shower or two for Adelaide and Melbourne, mostly sunny but windy in Sydney with a top of 25, Melbourne 17 and a sunny 34 for Broome. Currently Hobart showers 17, Launceston mostly cloudy 18, Devonport showers and 16.
Lovely, thanks Annie. And that's all your news for now. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.